The girl heard the guard speaking in Chinese and warned the millionaire not to get into the car. Don't forget to comment which country you're watching from. The afternoon fell with the coldness of the corporate buildings, glass windows, when the powerful businessman, just out of a meeting worth millions, was stopped by a small but firm voice. In front of him, a girl, no older than 7, looked at him with a disconcerting seriousness. They said your car will explode, she whispered in clear Spanish, her eyes fixed on his. The man frowned, leaning toward her in disbelief. Behind him, 4 of his personal guards chatted quietly, seemingly relaxed, but the girl insisted with a conviction that made his skin crawl. What did you say? The millionaire asked, trying to hide his surprise. The girl tightened her small fists and repeated, this time firmly. I heard them. They were speaking Chinese. They said your car will explode when you start it. The silence between them grew heavy. The millionaire knew basic Chinese for business, but he never imagined that an unknown girl could understand conversations he himself barely deciphered. He looked at her with a mix of doubt and respect, because her eyes showed no fear, only the urgency of someone telling the truth. How do you know Chinese? He asked in a lower voice. My grandma taught me, she replied without hesitation. They spoke very fast, but I understood. They said they're waiting for the sound, and after that everything will be chaos and nobody will suspect them. The millionaire glanced discreetly toward the guards, who now seemed to be watching the main entrance. His chest tightened. Every bit of his negotiator's instinct, shaped by years of dealing with betrayals, told him he couldn't ignore the girl's words. Girl, he hesitated, do you know what you're saying? Yes. She looked at him without blinking. Don't get into that car. The air around them grew heavier. The millionaire swallowed hard, trying to stay composed. He had spent years surrounded by private security who swore to protect him. Warning shook him like nothing before. He took a step back and firmly called one of his trusted assistants. Bring Miss Sanchez. Only him now. The assistant rushed away. The millionaire avoided looking directly at the guards, but he felt their eyes on him, as if they knew something had leaked. He leaned toward the girl again. Listen to me. If what you're saying is true, you're in danger. They won't let anyone expose them. The girl pressed her lips together. I don't care. My grandma always told me that if I can help someone avoid dying, I must speak. Her words hit him harder than any advice from his financial advisors. In that moment, the millionaire felt the weight of his fortune, his businesses, and his tailored suits crumble before the simple bravery of a child. The assistant returned with Sanchez, the only man the millionaire trusted blindly. He spoke to him quietly, never taking his eyes off the guards. Check the car now, but pretend it's routine. Sanchez nodded and walked toward the vehicle parked just a few meters away. The guards watched him tensely, exchanging short phrases the millionaire could no longer ignore. His heart raced. Something was about to explode, literally or figuratively. The girl clung to his jacket for the first time in years. The man accustomed to dominating entire boardrooms felt real fear. Suddenly, one guard stepped forward with a forced smile. Sir, the car is ready. We should leave now. It's not good to stay here. The millionaire breathed in deeply. His gaze shifted between the girl gripping his jacket and the guards pressuring him. He couldn't confirm anything yet, but one wrong move could be his last. And right then, Sanchez lifted his hand from the car with an alarming gesture. Only the millionaire understood. The tension snapped. The guards turned quickly toward Sanchez, and the girl tugged at the millionaire's arm desperately. His fate was about to be decided. If you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you think. The guards began walking toward the car, trying to block everyone's view. The millionaire understood immediately. Something had been confirmed. The air felt electrified, as if everyone sensed the next move could cost lives. While the girl stared wide-eyed, he realized there was no turning back. This is where the first part ends, with the echo of an uncomfortable truth. Someone within his own security wanted him dead in. The only person who warned him was a child. The millionaire didn't look away from the guards approaching the car. His breathing was slow and measured, but inside, his heart pounded violently. The girl still clung to him, trembling, though her eyes showed the same firmness as before. Sanchez raised his voice loud and clear. Sir, don't come near. There's a device in the engine. Silence shattered. The guards looked at each other, and one stepped forward with a forced smile. "It must be a mistake, boss. We checked everything." The millionaire confronted him with a harshness he hadn't used in years. "Then explain why Sanchez, the only man I trust, says otherwise." The tension was unbearable. The girl breathed quickly, and at that moment the millionaire understood she had saved his life. His own guards had planned his end. Suddenly, one guard tried reaching for his jacket, but the millionaire raised a hand. "Don't even try. Your game ends here." Around them, the building's internal security began to notice the strange situation. Several eyes turned toward the group. The traders realized they had lost control. One of them muttered angrily in Chinese. Without hesitation, the girl translated aloud. "He says it doesn't matter, that sooner or later, someone will get you." The millionaire looked at her with awe and respect. This girl had become his only ally in the middle of betrayal. "Maybe," he responded firmly, so everyone could hear, "but it won't be today." In seconds, internal security agents arrived and restrained the guards. There were scuffles, mixed language, insults, hateful looks, but finally they were handcuffed and taken away. The millionaire didn't move until they were gone. Only then did he crouch down to the girl's level with deep seriousness. "You saved my life. I will never forget what you did." She looked at him timidly, as if only now realizing the magnitude of what happened. "I only repeated what I heard. My grandma says staying quiet about something bad is like helping it happen." Those words hit him deeply. He had spent years surrounded by flatterers and opportunistic advisors. Yet it was a child, expecting nothing in return, who showed him the value of truth. "Your grandma is wise," he said with a rare, sincere smile, "and so are you." A different car was prepared. Before getting in, the millionaire took a moment to look at her. He knew that this little girl had changed not just his day, but the way he would see the world. "Listen," he said, "from today, you won't be alone. I'll make sure you get everything you deserve, protection, and above all, that you never have to stay quiet about what you know." The girl didn't speak at first, but her eyes shone with relief. Finally, she nodded. The millionaire stepped into the vehicle, but before closing the door, he looked at her once more. The image burned into his memory. A girl in a green dress, standing firm against danger. As the car moved, he reflected in silence. His wealth, his companies, his contacts, everything could disappear in seconds if he didn't learn to recognize truth, even from the most unexpected voice. There, with the city's noise in the background, he understood the most powerful lesson he had ever received. Courage doesn't depend on age or power, but on the ability to speak when others stay silent. He never knew if the conspiracy was part of something bigger, but he understood that his destiny had changed because of someone as small as a child. Life had shown him that fortune can be bought, but true loyalty appears where you least expect it. Moved, he closed his eyes for a moment and thought, "I will never underestimate the voice of the innocent, because sometimes they see what adults refuse to accept." That lesson would stay with him forever. And as the girl returned to her grandmother that afternoon, neither of them knew the world would soon stop to hear her story. You never know who can save you or where the truth will come from, but when it does, you must honor it and remember it forever.